How
Hi,
are you?
good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Firstly, what's the latest team news? How's Sasha and any new injuries?
Yes, still the same with Sasha Lukic. He's going to be out of the last Premier League game. The same as Diop. Issa Diop from the red card, the second yellow and red card is going to be out too. All the other players are going to be available.
Have you made a decision yet about who could come in to replace Diop?
Yes, you have two solutions apart from some players that can adapt. Even if I don't want to start, for example, with Tosin or Tosin is not there, can be two left-footed players, or can be even Kenny Tete there. Even I can drop João Palhinha. You have many solutions for the position, and of course I'm going to decide in today and tomorrow.
You mentioned Kenny Tete, you've triggered the 1-year extension in his contract. How happy are you to keep him at the club one more year?
Yes, we are pleased, of course. Wasn't the best season for him so far. This season completely different than the last one, and many people talk about the competition for the position with Timothée Castanha that made a very good impact in our football club, and he's playing a very good season. But it was not just the reason, of course. As with Timothée and Kenny, we are stronger definitely because good for me that I have two very good solutions in that position that we can rotate. Even we can play with both if we play in the different system as well. But we are really pleased. Even if it wasn't the best season, I repeat again, we know really well Kenny, we know what he's capable to do, and what I want is for him to reach the level that he played last season. For example, was one of our best players last season. Last season he had the best season in Premier League, with no doubts about it, and we know what he's capable to do without injuries, being always ready. He's capable to repeat again the same type of season, and was one of the reasons why we have taken the option, and we are really pleased for it.
I know you've spoken about this player a lot, but Palhinha, 150 tackles in the Premier League this season, more than any other player once again. How key has he been, and how much would you love to see him in a Fulham shirt next season?
He's been key for us. He's been a key player for us. I'm really pleased because was a player that I really pushed to come for our football club, to convince him, to convince the club that was the right person too. And of course, after the club was able to get him here, and last season, huge impact he made. Probably surprise for most of the people that didn't know him really well. And this season, of course, even the people knowing him well, and with all that situation last July, August about himself, all that noise, he was able and capable to turn it around with the help from everybody inside the club, myself, his teammates, his family as well, and was able to have again a good season. And of course, he's a key player for us. He's going to play the last game. He has an important tournament next month too, with Portugal national team, and of course let's hope everything goes well for him, and next season he's going to be here.
You'll be cheering him on in Portugal in the Euros.
Sorry?
You'll be cheering him on in Portugal.
No, as always, okay. We are going to follow. It's a normal situation. Of course, I'm going to follow as a manager all first of all my players that they are going to be there, and others in Copa America and all that stuff, as you know. Of course, him probably I'm going to follow even more because he's my national team as well. But as a manager, I'm going to try to follow as more as I can.
Luton at the weekend, then they're all but relegated. What have you made of their season? Is the fact they are probably going down testament to the strength of the Premier League?
Yes, but I have to say, and okay, mathematically they aren't. Of course, we all know, and they know that it's really tough, but. They go for the last game, playing everything that they can, 100% sure. But for them to be able to come, okay, I can say 2 games to play, or last season everything was open still, in conditions to fight to remain in Premier League. For me, just show how they have improved so far during the season. Because I remember, I don't know if it was the 4th or the 5th game of the season when we played against them at Cottage. And we had a chat, myself and Rob Edwards, in the end of the match, and what everybody was speaking about them. Again, the noise around that club, that during the Christmas period they are going to be down already, they don't have chance to fight, it's not a Premier League team, blah blah, and just show how far they come from, and be able to fight really. And because that I see a team that is and the fans, they are proud of the team, and you can feel it every single time they play away or at home as well. And just show the work from Rob, first of all, and the belief and the trust and the quality, of course, and the commitment from that football players. And of course, it's going to be a really tough game for us, because I know the way they want to finish the season on high. And even if they don't achieve, or they are close to not achieve, because I repeat again, mathematically they are not down yet. Even if it's really difficult, and they have probably 1% chances, they are going to fight with their maximum 40 to 100% sure. But shows, in my opinion, how they come really from afar, to be really able to fight against any team at home and away, but more at home in Premier League, and it just reflects the work from Rob and his players.
Do you enjoy going to Kenilworth Road, a proper old school stadium, isn't it?
Yes, it was my first time when we were in Championship. My first time there is really tough to play there. Any manager say the same when they go to play there. It's really tough the way they play with that crowd, the type of stadium that you are playing as well. You start to feel it. Since you go inside, you start to feel it. From the dressing room, you start to feel what you are going to face, until the moment that will come the kickoff. And we have to be, because that I said, we have to be able to be with the right mindset, to approach the game with the right mindset, to be able to compete for the 3 points.
The last game dug out with Luis Boumortier for you. Yeah. How much we miss him, and are you any closer to a replacement?
No, first it's not about replace him. It's about to add something for our squad. It's the same, I think 4 years ago or 3 years ago, when Luis joined my staff, because as you know, the first time I came to manage in Premier League, Luis wasn't with me. We are friends from a long time, but Luis wasn't with me. In my staff, he wasn't there, and I had a different assistant in Hull, in Watford, in Everton, and after the second season in Everton, he joined my staff, and we add him for our staff, and now it's going to be the same. We are going to add someone that I think that is going to add something for us, and to keep helping us to improve. That is the main thing about Luis. Okay, it's not just a professional relation, is more than that. He's my friend from a long time, and we are going to keep friends. Just to wish him all the best.
What is your priority for this summer, apart from taking holiday, I'm sure?
But holiday is not a priority, believe me. The holiday is not a priority. Much more things are there. Okay, yes. As I said, always, we cannot stand still at this level. If you think that is enough, the problems is going to be there, really close. My opinion, probably I said the same last season, but looking for the Premier League this season, looking for the clubs that seems they are going to come to be promoted and all that stuff, is going to be tougher, in my opinion. It's going to be more competitive probably, and no one can stand still. If you stand still, you are going to be in trouble, 100% sure. And my feeling and my ambition is always to improve. We have to take the right decisions. We have to show ambition the next few months to prepare well ourselves. You have to show the organization that Premier League demands from you, and the ambition that Premier League demands from you, if you want to keep the level at least, because to improve you have to do really different things that we did last summer.
What are you envisaging? Where do you hope this club is this time next year? Last press conference of the season, where do you hope they are?
No, it's not what I hope. I prefer to be realistic. Ambition, of course, is always to improve. From last season to this season, we are not going to be capable to finish in a higher position on the table. I already analyzed the season more or less. I think in our best moments of the season, this season, my feelings that we were stronger than last season in terms of performance-wise, and in terms of the quality of our game. When you were there at our top level, to be more dominant during the games as well, we were there. I think everybody feel it. We showed a little bit lack of consistent to be probably high on the table and to be in a different position. We gave some steps forward in terms of consistent, in terms of maturity. In some moments we didn't show what we showed last season. And it's a little bit strange probably for you to understand when we have more or less the same players with them one more season together, but that is the reality. Just show how tough is Premier League, and everybody's searching for consistent at this level, and it's really tough to get. If you ask me this season for the next one, of course we have to give step forwards. We have to try to clearly to try to finish in the top half of the table. But for us to achieve it, I go for the last question. We have to do completely different things and to prepare different ourselves for the next season.
Just finally, the under-21s Premier League Cup
Yes.
winners last night, beating Tottenham. What does that say about the strength of the youth system, the direction this club is going?
Great feeling. First of all, of course, for Aiden, the manager, and for the players, for the boys. They were brilliant. Great performance, great result. Being able to do it at Cottage, even more special for everybody in this football club. And it's a great achievement from them. Some individual performance at very good level, collective point of view, clearly the best team on the pitch, and of course all of us, we are proud of it. But mainly, of course, the boys should be, and the fans in a good number, they were there. Show the quality, of course. I think the season from the first day until the last one was really good. Even in the championship, they had some very good moments. They were always competitive, always in a very good positions on the table. Some young lads, I think, from 2 seasons ago to this season, you can see different things there. The courage from the people that they are on the top, there to put some young players with 16, 17 years old to play much more than the seasons before. If you see the seasons before, we are always really competitive, but the age of some players a little bit higher than we like for that stage. This season completely different. Okay, you still have some 1 or 2 there, but you can see players started the season with 16 years old, with 17 years old, playing in that level, and of course all the others with 18, 19. But it's really good. It's a good feeling, and the quality is there, and good number of them, they are going to be with the pre-season again with us, and of course it's a moment for them to enjoy, to show their quality, and you never know, probably the chance for them will come.
Thanks, Marco. Good
Thank
luck
you very
on
much.
Sunday.
Thank
See you
you.
next season.
Thank you. See you.
The swimming pool's open. Great present.
Yeah?
Yeah, next
No,
season.
no. I hope that all the stand is going to be open.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Marco, let's talk about VAR, shall we? Because it's being discussed
Yeah,
again.
I know.
Wolves saying that they think it should be scrapped and that Premier League clubs should talk about it again. Do you think the genie's already out of the bottle? Do you think we can't kind of remove something that's already been introduced? What's your
I think that is going to be really, really difficult. To don't say impossible, because in life you cannot say that something is impossible. But I think it's going to be really difficult to happen after 3 or 4 years. I don't know, to give a massive step back. I don't believe on it. If you ask me what I would like to see, and why the reasons Wolves is one of the clubs, probably not the last one, the only one that wanted that is because this season, in terms of decisions, probably for them, they were really tough. But for other clubs around, some they were really tough too, not probably in the number that they feel it, but were there as well. What I really wish for is to see, because they have all the technology, they have everything to don't be 50-50 in terms of good decisions and bad decisions, and that is the main thing. When you have one thing is football players, they have to decide in 1 second. One thing is the referee that should decide in one moment, sometimes not with a great vision, sometimes players in front of him, sometimes with really tight moments as well. Other situation when you are quiet in one office with all the tools to take a good decision, and cannot be 50-50 in my opinion, the good and the bad. I know that the number, if you ask them, the number that good decisions is massively bigger than the bad, but the main ones are so obvious what it should be, and cannot be so different between what 95% of people sees, and after in one minute the people that is there in the office, they see, or the box, they see something completely different than everybody. That is the most difficult thing to accept, and more than for us, for me as a manager, for my players and all the managers, for the fans to understand, because all of us, we are here for them, and they have to understand really what's happened, and then they cannot see one thing 1 week and one completely different thing in the week after in similar situations, because they should understand why the things go, why the decisions are taken from the officials or the VAR in the situation. Going direct for your question, I don't believe. I think it's going to be what I wish and what I will expect, much more correct decisions when they are so obvious to take. and quickly if they can do it, because I think it's what everyone wants.
So you want it faster, more consistent, and improved as a system rather than scrapped? 'Cause
No, I think it will not happen. Will not happen that situation. We should look for the reality of what is going to happen, and of course, improvements should be there. 100% sure. Cannot be so many mistakes in so clear and obvious situation. And if they can do it quickly, of course, it's going to help the intensity of the game and what the fans they really like and they really love in Premier League.
it looks as if the 3 teams that got promoted are going to be relegated again. Do you think that one of your biggest achievements is that having got Fulham promoted, they've never really been considered as a relegation threat again, having been that yo-yo team for a few seasons?
No, it's a great achievement. I don't have doubts. Of course, last season happened something that is not being normal in Premier League so far. That the 3 clubs they were promoted, as Bournemouth and Nottingham, the 3 clubs they remained in Premier League. It's not something normal the last probably 10-15 years in Premier League. This season, unfortunately for those 3 clubs, happened the opposite, but showed that the difference is getting bigger, of course, sometimes depending from the clubs. When now you look for one of the clubs that's already promoted, Leicester, of course everyone recognizes that Leicester is a Premier League club. In my opinion, is where they belong, but it's really tough always to get the consistency that you should at this level. But for us as a club, it's already the 2nd season, but it's being was a great achievement, because last season we are always almost all the season between the 8th and the 12th position, always there in the half of the table. Really consistent season from ourselves, the way we played and everything, and this season more or less the same thing. Probably not so many weeks in 6, 7, 8 position like we were last season, but again really consistent in terms of not being in trouble never. I think if you ask me, of course I expected that. I prepared ourselves to don't be there around that bottom of the table. That is really tough to be and to have this feeling. We achieved it in one moment of the season. I have to say that I expected us to be probably to fight for something more, to be higher on the table. But now it's for me to analyze. It's a moment for me to analyze why the things happen in this way. Why we dropped in the last 6, 7 games in terms of quality of our game. Of course, we have always the opposition side as well. Why this happened, and to improve for the next season.